Ah, listen closely, for I shall tell you the story of a boy named Arvind who lived in a small village. He was a clever and hard-working lad with big dreams in his heart. Yet he had one fault. He talked too much. Whenever he learned something new, he couldn't help but share it with everyone. Whether it was his plans for studying, his grand ambitions, or his personal goals, Arvind believed that by speaking about them, he would make them come true. His friends were impressed, his family proud, and his teachers encouraging. But despite all his talk, success was not easy to come by. Yet, despite all his chatter, Arvind struggled to see his dreams come to life. One day, in the temple of the village, he met a wise old man known as Guruji. Guruji had seen Arvind many times, always speaking of his bright future. On this day, the old man called him over and asked, "Son, you speak often of your dreams, but have you brought them to fruition?" Arvind paused, unsure of how to answer. He had set many goals, but none had been fulfilled. "Guruji," he said, "I try my hardest, but things never seem to go as I plan." Guruji smiled gently and said, "Let me share a story with you, Arvind. Long ago in a small village, there lived a farmer named Dev. He was poor, but his hands were strong and his heart determined. Dev dreamed of owning a vast farm, rich with crops. He worked day and night, saving every coin he could. But there was one rule he followed. He never spoke of his dreams. The people in the village often asked him, "Why do you work so hard, Dev?" And he would simply smile and say, "You'll see when the time is right." Years went by, and little by little, Dev bought land, planted his crops, expanded his farm, and built a beautiful house. The villagers, amazed by his success, wondered how he had done so much without boasting about it. One day, an old friend visited and asked, "Dev, why didn't you ever speak of your plans?" Dev replied with a knowing smile, "When you speak too much of your dreams, two things happen. First, people will try to discourage you, and second, your energy gets lost in talking rather than doing. Silence guards your dreams. Words are like arrows. Once they're shot, they can never return. I chose to let my success do the talking." Arvind sat quietly, the words of Guruji sinking into his heart. Guruji continued, "Son, when you speak too much of your goals, two things happen. First, people may not support you. Not everyone will celebrate your success. Second, the excitement you feel when you talk about your dreams fades away. When you speak of your goals, your mind believes the work is already done, and the drive to act is lost." At that moment, Arvind understood why his plans had never come to fruition. He had spent so much energy speaking about his dreams and so little acting upon them. He looked up at Guruji and asked, "Can I still change myself?" Guruji smiled gently and replied, "Of course, my boy. From today, speak less and act more. Let your success create the noise, not your words. Remember, silence is a force far stronger than words." From that day forward, Arvind transformed. He stopped sharing his plans with anyone and began focusing on what truly mattered: action. He studied with more intensity, worked toward his dreams in silence, and avoided idle chatter. As the months passed, Arvind noticed changes. He was accomplishing more, his confidence grew, and he no longer sought approval from others. When the final exam results were announced, Arvind had topped his school. The villagers were astonished by his transformation. His friends asked, "How did you do it?" Arvind just smiled and recalled Guruji's words, "Speak less and achieve everything." Many years later, Arvind became a prosperous entrepreneur, inspiring others with his journey. He proved that true success doesn't come from words, but from action. Silence, he realized, is a powerful tool. Speak less, work more, and let your success do the talking.